Good morning, year ones. I hope you are all well and that you had a lovely weekend. I hope you're now ready for some super literacy learning this week. So we're going to start off the literacy lesson today, and we're going to start off the literacy lessons all week in the same way. We're going to be practicing spelling the days of the week, okay? Now this is something that by the end of the year one, you need to be really confident in doing. So we're going to do some practicing all week. Now, first of all, how many days are there in a week? Can you remember? That's right, there are 7 days of the week. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 7 days. Now, we're going to practice spelling those. So let's have a look at, let me get rid of these squares. Let's have a look at the days of the week. So we have got the days of the week on our board, and you may notice that all of them start with a capital letter. Capital M, capital T, capital W, capital F, capital S, capital T, and capital S. Okay, that's because they are a name of a day, so we make sure we put a capital letter to show they are special. Now, that you may also notice that all of the words end in day. They have got D, A. Okay, so that part of the spelling is pretty easy because we can use our sounds. But some of the words don't follow the phonic sounds that we know in school. So we need to have a look carefully at them to see if we can think of any ways that we can remember how to spell them. So let's look at Monday. So if we were going to use our sounds to read this, we would want to go m, o, n, d, a, Monday. But we don't say Monday, do we, year ones? We say Monday. So the O in this word is making the sound, Monday. Now let's look at Tuesday. So if we were going to sound it out, we'd say day, Tuesday. Now we know that the U and E can make the oo sound, but normally we see it as a split digraph, okay? So normally we'd see it with a letter in between the U and the E, but these letters haven't been split up yet. They are still making the oo sound, but they haven't been naughty enough to be split up on the carpet yet, okay? They're still staying together. So we can remember that by not putting a letter in between the U and the E, so Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday. Now I remember the spelling of this by breaking the word down into different parts. So we say Wednesday, Wednesday. Okay, that's not how we say it. We don't say Wednesday when we say Wednesday, but to help us with the spelling, we can remember wed, nes, day, Wednesday. Hopefully that will help you remember. Okay, let's look at Friday now then. So Friday, I day. Now we can hear the I sound, okay, that I, fly high, but we don't have the IGH that we normally use. Instead, we just have the letter I, okay? But we don't say it day, Friday, we say Friday, so it makes the I sound. Sunday, that's a nice easy one. Sunday, okay, easy one because we can use our sounds as normal. Same with Thursday and Saturday. We can use our sounds and they both have the sound in it. Okay, day, Thursday, day, Saturday. Fantastic. So hopefully those are some ways that you can help you remember the spellings of the days of the week. What I would like you to do now is to have a go at spelling these in your book using the look, say, cover, write and check method. So what you will need to do is you can start on Monday. So you would look at it, you'd say it out loud, Monday. Then you would go into your books and write it down. Okay, so the cover part is that you just don't look at the screen, okay? So covering the screen by looking down and writing Monday, and then you can look back up and you can see whether you got it right. So you're doing the check part. And if you got it right, you can give yourself a tick, okay? So please do that for each of the days of the week. Look at it, say it, cover it by just looking down into your book and not looking at the screen, write it and check it, and then give yourself a tick if you got it right. Please don't worry if you aren't getting them right, we're going to practice them all week, okay, so that we can get super good at these spellings. So pause the video now and have a go. Okay, you ones, hopefully you enjoyed doing your spellings then. Okay, so we're going to move on to the main part of the lesson now. Now, last week we started looking at non-fiction writing. We know non-fiction writing is information writing, okay? And then we also looked at a type of non-fiction writing called a non-chronological report. And we read a non-chronological report about blue whales, and we found out lots of fantastic information about them. Now, you have got your own special challenge this week, and you are going to be writing a non-chronological report. And the purpose of that report is to write it about Grace Darling. Okay, so we are going to be informing, okay, giving information to our audience about Grace Darling. Now, the audience, so the person who reads your non-chronological report, is up to you. You might choose someone at home that you would like to give it to read, or maybe you want to take a picture of it and send it to someone that you know, okay, for them to read. It is up to you, okay? And all of our learning about Grace Darling has happened in our curriculum lessons, and we're going to apply everything we've learned into our writing this week. Now, our writing is going to focus on a few different things. So we're going to always remember capital letters, finger spaces and full stops, as we do with all our writing. And we're also going to try and include question marks, as well as conjunctions, so those joining words. So we're going to focus on using and if we want to challenge ourselves, we're going to try and use but. Now, we looked lots at the features of non-chronological reports last week. We know that they have headings and subheadings. We have lots of facts in them. We see captions underneath photographs, and we have labeled diagrams. And you are going to include all of these different features in your writing. So let's just have a quick recap then of the features of a non-chronological report. So here are the labels, okay? They the red lines are pointing to a certain feature, and you need to match the right feature, okay? So have a look. Can you match up the label to the correct feature? So pause the video and have a go. Okay, year ones, hopefully you got the right ones in place. So of course at the top we have the heading that tells the audience, the reader, what the non-chronological report is going to be about. We also have subheadings, so smaller headings under the main one, okay, called subheadings, and they help us organize the information so that it's not all over the place, okay? And underneath each subheading you'll find information. You'll find a paragraph of information. Paragraph is a section, okay? Section of information, and that section will always be about what the subheading is saying. So what is the blue whale's habitat? In this section I will find out information about that. We also have pictures, and underneath a picture is a caption, so a sentence or two explaining what that picture is. And of course we have diagrams with labels. Well done, year ones. So like I said, this week you're going to be writing a non-chronological report about Grace Darling, and we've been learning lots about her in our curriculum lessons. So what I'd like you to do now is have a little think. What can you remember about Grace Darling? What can you remember? So use the pictures on the boards to help you, okay? And just pause the video now and have a little think. Okay, you ones, hopefully you have remembered lots. Now, these are some of the things that I remember. Let's see if you have remembered some of the same as I did. So, she was the daughter of a lighthouse keeper. So she was the daughter of a lighthouse keeper. So a lighthouse keeper, okay, was someone who looked after the lighthouses and made sure the light was shining to guide the ships at sea safely back to land, okay. She lived in the Victorian times, okay? So she doesn't live now. She lived a long time ago in the Victorian times, and that was around 200 years ago, just over 200 years ago that she lived. Now, she rescued people from the sea after their boat crashed into rocks in a storm. So that is why she's famous today, is because she rescued people. She showed fantastic bravery by going out and rescuing people who were stuck at sea, okay? So those are some of the things that I remember. I'm sure you've remembered lots more than Miss Norman has. So So, of course, a non-chronological report needs to be full of facts and information. So today you're going to be finding out more information about Grace Darling. So you're going to be doing some research. And I would like you to find out information about the following questions. So the first question is, who was Grace Darling? Second question is, where did Grace Darling live? And our third question is, why is Grace Darling famous? Okay, now you may have already some ideas about each of these questions. Okay, so I've popped down some of the ideas that I already have. Okay, I know a little bit about Grace already because we've been learning lots about her, but my information here isn't enough to write a non-chronological report. So I need to find a few more facts, and that's what we're going to be gathering to get today, gathering more information about Grace Darling. Now today, what I would like you to do in your books is to write down these 3 headings: who was Grace Darling, where did Grace Darling live, and why is Grace Darling famous? And I want you to collect information about her and put them under the right headings. Okay, this is going to then help us with our writing for the rest of the week. So it's really important we do some research today. Now, you may notice that I haven't written in full sentences, and you do not need to write in sentences today. You can see that under this heading, why is Grace Darling famous? I haven't written that Grace Darling is famous because she rescued people. I've just written rescued people, okay? I've just made a short note to remind me when I'm doing my writing over the next few days. So, like I said, you're going to be gathering some information, doing some research. You can choose to do some research independently by yourself by using the internet. If you don't want to do that, then I have lots of information over the next few pages of this of my PowerPoint. Okay, now I'm not going to read out all this information. Okay, this is for you to pause the video and use it to make your notes. Okay, so I won't be reading it, but on this page, you will find out about who Grace Darling was. Okay, so that's one of the headings we need to find out information for. Okay, why is she remembered? So that's what you'll find on this page. Now, you may need an adult to help you with some of the reading today. Okay, and together you can find out information about Grace Darling. So if you want to pause this page, pause the video now, you can find out some information about Grace Darling, and I'm going to go through some more pages now. So on this page, you will find out again a bit more about Grace Darling and where she was born, and what it was like living in a lighthouse. Okay, so again, pause the video here if you want to read this information. On this page, you're going to find out about that shipwreck, that day when there was that bad storm and Grace Darling went out to rescue those people with her father. Okay, so pause the video here if you want to read about that. On this page, then you'll find out what happened after the rescue and how Grace became a heroine. Okay, all right, so we'll find out more about what she was awarded and for her bravery as well. Okay, so pause the video here if you want to read about that. Now, as well as the information that I have put on the slides, there is also a super video, okay, that you can find on the BBC. Now, you can type in onto Google the story of Grace Darling, primary history, BBC Teach, and this video will come up, okay? So you can copy that link, okay? And I'll also put the link on the timetable for next, for today's learning as well, so that you can click directly on that. Okay, so this will also give you super information that you can put under those 3 headings. Okay, so remember, we're going to need lots of information for our non-chronological report, so that's why we're doing this, but that's why we're getting some research done today. Okay, year 1, so I hope you enjoy finding out more about Grace Darling, and I hope you enjoy doing that, maybe with someone at home who can help you with the reading today. Now, remember, you don't need to write in sentences, just make short notes, maybe 3 or 4 for each of these subheadings, okay? So make sure that you take a picture of all your wonderful research, put it on Dojo, and so that we can see the wonderful home learning that you are doing. Good luck, year 1s.